Hello and welcome in. It's McElroy Cubelic in the morning. What a way to start the day. And this is how we roll. I mean, immediate 6 a.m. Hey, heads up, boys. Flight canceled today.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, can't get to Dallas. Can't do it. Not with this equipment. Can't do it. So, we'll just figure it out. No big deal. Just, hey, adjust on the fly. I'm only trying to get to College Station. It's such an easy place to get to. So just, hey, take it in stride.
Could McDonough and the PJ swing by and pick you up, or?
No, but that is the get a jail free card.
Okay.
Shauner's, I believe, is commercial.
Oh.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh.
Commercial to Bush today.
Okay.
So just a bit of scramble mode this morning, but everybody is, I think we're healthy, happy, in a good spot. Met my niece last night.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, really. Oh, I didn't have the baby.
Oh. Well, I mean, still, congratulations to adding a new family member.
Yes. No, excited about that. That was very, very fun. So yesterday was a good day. We solved the world's problems in the morning. We have problems to solve today. We're going to dive into the college football playoff matchups. We're going to kind of go all over the place. We're going to do some portal. We wanted to get to that yesterday. Just kind of ran out of time. Shocker, I know. Going to get to the portal some. There are some high-profile transfers that are already in. There are some guys that are rumored to be going in. We're not going to necessarily go down the rumor mill, but it's sounding like there's going to be a handful more that will be probably wrapping up their, quote, renegotiation efforts and just deciding to go enter the free market here at some point in the near future. We're not going to go there yet, but we will give you an up-to-speed or an update on some of the guys that have already gone in and some of the information that is pretty dang fascinating right now. Like I said, playoffs, we're going to do some injury reports, some weather reports. We're going to do some breakdowns, some big game breakdowns. We're going to also do the portal. We're going to do the most up-to-date information about the coaching carousel. There is some buzz about a current college football head coach taking an NFL job. There's some real buzz, some chatter, if you will, which is very intriguing. We also are going to visit with the new Birmingham Stallions coach. You'll find out who the Stallions coach is going to be on our air today. So we look forward to doing that at 8:30. Wimp Sanderson will join us at 9. Dan Hope covers the Ohio State Buckeyes. He'll join us at 9:30. And that's pretty much where we're at. So a lot of fun stuff to get to today. We will start with what everyone else wants to start with, and that's some hoop. We had some hoop last night. Saber, you watched the hoop?
A little bit. I watched the first half. Apparently should have watched the second half, but I dabble with that in some of the old college football. But kudos for Alabama for getting the win, but I'm sure Nate Oates' his throat's probably raw from all the yelling he had to do after they almost gave that game away.
Yeah, it's been it's been a strange year watching them. It's not that we know they can fill it up. I know they can score. That goes without saying. They could score, and it's a fun team to watch. I'll be the first to admit. I mean, it's someone that does not know the XO and the breakdowns, and I'm not sure. I mean, I know enough to coach second grade basketball at the Y, but probably not enough to tell you, oh, well, they use this set and they use this baseline run out play. Like that, I don't know ball. I watch it as a fan. I just
right, yeah.
I mean, I watch it and I think they're entertaining to watch. I'll start there. They're very entertaining to watch, but it does feel from time to time like there is a little bit of a, I don't know. It's like a lackadaisical effort when it comes to rebounding, crashing the boards, getting second chance points, like what have you. I don't know what it is. It's just it sometimes feels occasionally like they kind of, if they miss a shot, it's like the immediate dejection or whatnot, as opposed to crashing is something that I don't know a lot about. We'll ask Wimp Sanderson about it and kind of get his his thoughts on it. It's also of the tiniest bit concerned. Now, this is a couple years in a row where it's like you're a little bit worried about teams that can score points in the paint. Last night, they give up 36 points in the paint. Is that the end of the world? I don't know, but it's South Florida. It's a 500 basketball team. I mean, it's like when you start playing against some of the teams that you'll see in March and throughout SEC play, probably going to have better bigs than what South Florida put on the court last night.
Yeah. They're going to be, for the most part, at least after these next couple of games, there are going to be a good number of times where talent-wise, Alabama will be out-talented in terms of roster talent. Not a lot, but enough that will cause concern.
Probably not offensively. Like, I think this team can score with anybody. It's just, are you comfortable being a, 2016 Big 12 football team that's going to have to win games 65-60? Like, are you comfortable with that? If you are, great. We've seen the other side of the coin in the Anthony Grant era where it's like, all right, race to 50 wins, which was frankly unwatchable. I mean,
you were there. You would know.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, did not miss a home game in my tenure. Absolutely loved going to basketball games before I became the starter. So loved it. Absolutely loved it. Went every time. And Alonzo G is still my boy. One of my favorite players when I was in school. But beside the point, it's just there were times when I feel like this team could, and I think last couple years, this team could win in a few different ways. Like, of course, it's always going to lean just ever so slightly towards offense, but it feels like that's even magnified this year. It's like they're going to have to shoot it well. They're going to have to play well offensively. Last night, it wasn't bad from three. I thought it was actually pretty decent, even though I thought the numbers, when I watched it in the game itself, it felt better than it was. It was 39% from three.
All right.
But it felt better than that. I don't know really why. But just 13 of 33 from three, not terrible by any stretch. Shot 45% from the field, and the free throws were outstanding. Got to the line 35 times. So I think there's a lot to like. They did get out rebounded. They did give up a decent amount of fast break points. They did give up a decent amount of points in the paint. But all those things hopefully can be corrected. But good win. It's good to get back on track, and I feel like they responded well with the back against the wall there kind of towards the end of the game.
What is it about Alabama struggling with South Florida?
Why is South Florida our nemesis?
I don't know.
Is that why Auburn hired Golish?
Maybe.
That, you know what? This is checking out.
Although it didn't work out last time. The last coach was the Nemesis or of
Nemesis.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
The Latin background.
Yes.
Hugh Freeze was a thorn in Bama's side and didn't ultimately work out. But I don't know. Maybe it's different.
It's different. Definitely. First of all, I really like Alex. I like Hugh Freeze too. I really like Hugh Freeze. I still wish him the best. It just, they couldn't close.
Sad it didn't work out.
Didn't work out. Well, couldn't close. Got to win.
Bama fans aren't sad, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, but, we root for the state on this show. Big Bama state. Big Yellowhammer state. All about it. So that was the information yesterday as it relates to Alabama. It was honestly, I feel like basketball this season, I've watched a bunch because there's been a lot of great games. I mean, there really have. The non-conference slate for a lot of teams that I care about, whether it's SEC play or teams, big brands, I feel like I've just watched a lot of basketball, more so than usual here in football season, if you will. I feel like I've watched way more hoop this year than I have in the past, which has been super, super fun. Real happy about it. Look forward to continuing to watch a lot of hoop here in the days and weeks to come. We also had some bowl action last night. Who watched bowl games? Raise your hand.
That'd be me.
Yep. Raise your hand. Okay. 1, 2.
Yours isn't up. Okay, there it is.
I watched, yeah.
Okay.
I just can't raise my hands in this shirt.
Too tight. Damien and sporting a schmedium?
No, not that. I wouldn't say it's a schmedium. It's an XL.
What happened? I thought you weren't having a midlife crisis. I thought you weren't going with
this is my, and we never got to that yesterday either. We ran out of time. Like, my wife is pretty convinced I'm going through a midlife crisis because I got a new wardrobe. Well, and when I say new wardrobe, I got like 6 new shirts and or sweaters. Because I had not bought clothes since before Vince was born. Vince was born in 2019. In COVID, I wore nothing but workout clothes. So for an entire year, I wore nothing but workout clothes. All those are still good. Athleisure, if you will. But like it was time.
Okay.
It was time to get some new sweaters, a couple new button downs. And I decided to load up on Black Friday sales. You know, I'm sorry. I don't like paying full price for clothes. I struggle with it. Really, really struggle with it. Even if I'm buying cheap clothes, which I do most of the time, I struggle with it. So, yeah, my wife thinks because now I have like a couple crew necks to mix up my half zips and a couple button downs, flannels, and 2 new pairs of jeans that I clearly am like, I'm having an identity crisis.
About to trade in the Bill Smith Buick GMC vehicle for some kind of sports car.
Well, I mean, Bill Smith Buick GMC probably does have sports cars in their used car superstore. I mean, that's why they're the very best. They're the GMC Dealer of the Year, so they can offer unbelievable deals on the GMCs. And by the way, end of the year might be the best time to go. They're Alabama's largest GMC dealership, the largest discounts, the best service, and the used car supercenter. Regardless of what your budget is, they can get you in a vehicle for less than you'd pay anywhere else. So go see Bill Smith Buick GMC. Get yourself a GMC Sierra 1500 SLT 4x4, $67,700 is the list price. You get it for $52,700. That's $15,000 off the sticker. If you're sticking with me, that's a pretty significant cut. And this is at the end of the year, too. So it really is advantageous to you to get there in the next 2 weeks so that they can close the window on this fiscal and they can probably give you the best possible deal now. So go and take advantage of it. It's right up the road up I-65 and Highway 31 in Coleman, or you can shop online, have it delivered right to your driveway at Bill Smith Buick GMC. No, I'm not trading the truck for a convertible just yet. Could trade in the truck for a bigger truck, depending on whether or not that truck can fit in the parking deck at Birmingham Airport. But that's, a big if. I got to find that out. And luckily for me, the next time I get my car serviced, which will be momentarily, Bill Smith Buick, I've already arranged it. The 2500's getting.
Ooh, okay.
Going to be the demo.
Okay.
And I'm going to, whether I'm flying that day or not, I'm going to the airport. And if I return that rental with a slight scrape on the top, the roof, because it didn't fit in economy parking.
Not on you.
Sorry, Andy. Sorry, Jonathan. Nah, that's on the airport.
You were warned.
Barely. I've always feel like that thing that is right above the car, it says 6'2". I'm 6'2", and just a little bit over, like 6021 at the or 6021 at like measuring for NFL, which is 6'2" and 1/8. So in shoes, I'm 6'3" or so.
Right.
In boots, 6'3" and a hay. And I feel like I can comfortably stand underneath those yellow things at the airport. Never gotten out and tried, but I feel pretty confident that I can.
I drive a Nissan Rogue, and I feel worried when I drive under it. I'm like, all right, I know I'm flirting with 6 foot.
Correct.
The car's slightly taller than me.
Yeah.
And I'm fitting, but I don't feel confident in it. So I don't know how y'all trucks get in there.
Well, I'm a little concerned about it because I've been looking ahead at some GMC Sierras that could be coming out in 2027. Just putting it out there. Probably going to be a new looking GMC Sierra at some point in the future. And supposedly because there are some other dealerships and brands that are coming that are stock 35-inch tires. Supposedly the GMC Sierra might have that too.
Ooh, that's gonna, yeah.
And that could have an impact on things. I mean, these are the things. These are the things that concern me at this point as I go through my midlife crisis. By the way, I'm 37 years old. I'm 37 years old. I feel like I'm in fairly good health.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm at the midway point yet. I hope not.
Same here. I'm 43. I'll be 44 in early January. I'm hoping I'm not there either.
I think I got a good 90, 95 years left.
Okay.
I feel good about it.
So you're barely third way crisis. Maybe that's what's happening.
Quarter.
Oh. Ooh, okay. That may be asking a lot.
Quarter life crisis. Yeah, I'm going for 138.
Triple dig. Okay.
Triple dig. What did Ricky Bobby say? Ricky Bobby's like, I don't know. With my high level of income, there's no reason I can't live two and a quarter. Well, I don't have what Ricky Bobby's got. I mean, see that house on Lake Norman up there in Charlotte. It's pretty sweet. But But I can tell you this, might as well try. We have playoff games tomorrow. And we have, by the way, a game tomorrow that kicks off at 10 a.m. I mean, if you're working tomorrow, what are you doing? I expect Landrum and Pat during three-man front tomorrow to give me full play-by-play throughout the course of the show of the Myrtle Beach Bowl between Kennesaw State and Western Michigan.
Just live coverage.
Live coverage.
Yeah.
Live coverage like we're watching it together, because I'll be watching it, I can assure you, prior to going to my meetings with Texas A&M and Miami. I'll be watching it. We have a game tomorrow at 10 a.m. We have a game at 1 o'clock, 1:30, Memphis and NC State. That's actually a pretty good one. Gasparilla Bowl. And then, of course, you have Alabama and Oklahoma. And on the other side, we will give you a brief preview of the Crimson Tide against the Sooners. I have this game broken down in 1,000 different ways. I've almost had too much time to break it down. I'm starting to think about backup snappers. That's how deep in the weeds I am.
Wow.
Well,
How much time on special teams?
the last time Alabama played against Oklahoma, there was 2 snappers used in the game. Just saying. These are the things that I think about. These are the things. These are things I worry about. That's why I could never be a coach. I never sleep. Literally, I never sleep. I think about things that don't even affect my team, sure, but why am I worried about the snappers?
If you know who will.
It's true. Their parents.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yes.
That's in their job description. Okay, yeah.
The kicker's parents, the holder's parents, the kicker, the holder, the snapper's parents, the backup snapper's parents,
Significant others.
girlfriends,
Yeah.
if they got one. And, yeah, high school friends.
That's about it.
No, there's a few.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of, my snapper was in town last week. Ran to my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom saw him at Target. So that was fun. Did that do anything for you? No.
No, I
right.
mean,
Shout out
Hey.
Brian Selman.
my snapper.
My snapper. All right, when we come back, playoff preview. Alabama, Oklahoma. We'll start there. It's next on Mac and Q. Welcome back, McElroy Cubelic in the morning, Jocks 94.5, 721. Second segment of the show. Moving right along here, and if you need to move around town or across the country, Crocker Moving Services is the company you need to call. They're a local company owned by an Iraq War veteran, Eric Crocker. Crocker believes in hiring movers you can trust to complete full background checks and run drug tests on every single employee. These are good guys. You can trust them in your home. If you need your whole home packed up and move, your company headquarters, move across the country, or you just want them to come rearrange your living room, these guys got you covered. They also do deliveries for furniture that you've purchased and need to get to your home. So call or visit them online today for a free quote. The website is crockermovingservices.com. That's crockermovingservices.com. Support your veterans by choosing Crocker Moving Services for your next move. All right, Alabama, Oklahoma. There's a lot of really intriguing angles to this game, and I want your participation when it comes to this breakdown because we'll spend some time on it. Depends on how much interest we have. Call in 800-239-9569. You can also text into the show 205-834-9450. If there's an area in this game that you are thinking about, if there is something you are curious about, I probably have the answer. Spent a lot of time on this game naturally. Called this game a couple months ago, a month and 3 days ago, thereabouts. So feel like I got a pretty good beat on this one and feel like I have a pretty good understanding of how this thing could potentially play out. We'll start with the main key of the game, and this is one that should not come as a massive surprise to anybody because when you really look at it, it's going to come down to mistakes. Unfortunately, in the playoffs, in the postseason, when the margins are thin and the games are tight, who played in the college football playoff national championship last year? That'd be Ohio State and Notre Dame, correct? What was it that Notre Dame did really well throughout that game? Like really, really well. Not in that game specifically, excuse me. What did Notre Dame do really, really well in the playoffs last year? They won the margins. They won the hidden yardage. They did the little things, and they avoided the critical mistake. That's, I think, the thing that people have kind of lost sight of a little bit is when you look back at the last time we saw a team make a run, it was a team that won the big moments. And that's what Notre Dame did so well last year. Now let's go through the playoff run. We'll go game by game for the Irish, okay? Game by game. And frankly, if you look at Notre Dame last year, they're not that dissimilar to the way Alabama's been crafted. They're not that dissimilar to the way Oklahoma's been crafted. They're actually kind of similar. They lean heavily on defense. They do a great job in ball security. They do a great job in ball control. They beat Indiana in the first round. What were the reasons for why they beat Indiana? Well, their defense was off the charts good. They were 7-13 on third down. That's pretty sporty last time I checked. And they forced a turnover. That's pretty significant as well. They also outrushed them, but they really only had one significant run in the game. They had a 98-yard touchdown run by Jeremiah Love. 98 yards in that game. Went to the house off the left edge. They only had 193 rushing yards. It sounds like a lot, but when 98 of it's on one play and you carry the ball 35 times, that's, it's not the most efficient numbers in the world. That means you were under 100 on 34 carries and 98 on one. But they won third down, 7-13. They win that game. You go next to the next game against Georgia. You realize that Riley Leonard in that game threw for 90 yards. You realize that Riley Leonard in that game was Notre Dame's leading rusher, and he rushed for 80 yards on 14 carries. They averaged about 4 yards an attempt, pretty sporty. They averaged 3.8 yards per pass and won the game by 13 points. Why? Because they forced 2 turnovers. They were +2 in the turnover margin. They won that game against Georgia. They had a big sack fumble of Gunnar Stockton at the end of half. It led to an easy touchdown. That was why they won the game. Well, Penn State, what happened in that game? Well, they got in a big hole early, but what happened in the second half? They flipped the script a bit. They didn't run the ball very well in that game. They ran the ball for just 2.8 yards per attempt in that game against Penn State. But they forced a big turnover late, won the short field, and they were 11 of 17 on third down. So in 2 of their 3 games that they won in the playoffs, they were well above 50% on third down. They didn't have a lot of super dynamic offense, but guess what? They made key plays. And that's what it's going to be in this playoff as well, especially if you're a team like Alabama that is not the deepest, most talented, outrageous roster in the world. They're going to have to do the little things right. And I think it starts on Friday night with protecting the football. The last time they played, they outgained Oklahoma 406 to 212. That's nearly a double up. They had 75 offensive plays to Oklahoma's 51. That's nearly 50% more. They possessed the ball for 34 minutes and 28 seconds in the game. That's nearly a 10-minute time of possession advantage. So the only way you lose a game when you dominate volume like that is if you have some type of catastrophic self-inflicted wounds. And that's exactly what happened the last time around. Oklahoma's defense and special teams led to 17 of their 23 points that were scored in the game. You could almost make the case, I would actually give them another 3 points because their field goal unit blocked a field goal. Or maybe that field goal was going to be wide left regardless. Really don't care. Not sure it matters. But Alabama's got to do the little things in this game. They cannot allow a lot of pressure. They cannot not be on the same page. They have to be on the same page between the quarterback, Ty Simpson, the offensive line, and the running back. Who's blocking who? Who's responsible for who? Oklahoma's going to blitz you. Oklahoma's going to give you exotic looks. Oklahoma's going to try to overload the protection. And when they do, you must make them pay. That is the ticket. If they want to bring 5 to a side, great. Bring that on, baby. Let's go. I want it. I want you to pressure me. I want you to bring the house because I'm going to have an answer. I am inviting that. A lot of guys, and I think a lot of players and a lot of teams are like, oh, gosh, I really don't like those unusual blitz looks. Those are so hard to account for. Gosh, they make me antsy. How are we gonna get them blocked? You're not. Just find a hole. Oklahoma is a zone pressure team. And maybe, hey, guess what? They can change too. So if throughout the regular season, they've predominantly lived in zone pressures, that means when they pressure and they bring 5, that means they only have 6 in coverage to account for 52 1/3 yards wide and potentially 80 yards deep. Only 6 guys to cover that much space, a lot. So there's going to be some voids. You got to take advantage of it. The other thing you got to do, and like I said, they could adjust. That's what they were in the regular season. Here in the postseason, they might be a blitz man team. Bring it on. Let's go. It might take me a series. Might take me 2 series to adjust to the cat and mouse. And guess what? Hey, you want to bring 5? We got blitz man? Perfect. Jeremy Bernard can create some separation. Ryan Williams, tremendous. He's elite from a separating standpoint. Bring it on. I'll take those matchups all day long. Now, if I'm looking at it from Oklahoma's vantage point, if I'm Oklahoma, I'm sitting there saying, I'm like, hey, guys, we beat these guys last time. We beat them last time, and guess what we beat them with? Well, or what did we beat them without? Well, beat them without R. Mason Thomas. R. Mason Thomas is their best edge rusher. So now that R. Mason Thomas is back on the field for the Sooners this week, by the way, all signs point to go for him. He's not even on the injury report, so I'm assuming he's good to go. I can't imagine him not. He had a hamstring tweak that kept him out the last time. That was, 6 weeks ago? Surely he's going to be at or near 100%, or at least as close to 100% as you could possibly be at this point of the season. So you got to assume he's going to be good to go. So if I'm Oklahoma, I'm sitting there saying, hey, boys, we don't need to do anything too exotic. Like we can get home with our front 4. Like, let's just rush 4. I don't want to give up the big play in this game. Because in a game in which both defenses are really good, the last thing I want to do is give up the big play. Hey, you can kill me by 1,000 paper cuts. I believe that if you go on a 15-play drive, there's going to be a play or two along the way that you screw up. And you're going to whiff at the point of attack. You're going to drop a ball. You're going to not be on the same page between the quarterback or wide receiver. You're going to have an inaccurate throw. So the one thing I don't want to do is give up something cheap. And when teams get super aggressive, it leads occasionally to mistakes. It's just the way it goes. The more aggressive you are, the more mistakes you're likely to make. Now, Oklahoma does a phenomenal job. They are so well coached on defense. I love their group. I do. I love them. At all three levels, I think they've progressed drastically. Really like what they've become on that side of the ball. They are going to be without a couple key pieces in the back end. They're going to be without Gentry Williams, who they've been without for a while. They're also going to be without Kendall Dolby, who's a solid nickel piece, plays a little safety, plays a little corner, kind of all over the place, but not necessarily a complete game changer, not necessarily a complete difference maker by any stretch. But the big key for Oklahoma, I think, is to apply pressure with their front four, stop the run with their front four. If they can do those two things, they should be in a pretty good spot. So that would be my thought process going into this game if I'm Oklahoma. Which means if I'm Alabama, let's put back the crimson and white, remove the crimson and cream. Looks similar, very different. Come on. You can't tell the difference between cream and white? What are we doing? So looking at Alabama's standpoint, boys, here's what we got to do today. We have got to avoid negative plays. Number one. That is number one in this game. No negative plays. I don't care if we rush for 2.5 yards a carry. It does not matter to me. What I can't have in this game is an offensive lineman that whiffs up front and all of a sudden 1st and 10 becomes 2nd and 13. Can't live in that. Can't do it under any circumstance. So I don't care if you get the linebackers. The linebackers might try to run through. That's probably what they're going to do is an aggressive linebacker core, and they're going to try to run through and make plays in the backfield. So, yes, if you can get a piece of those guys running through, awesome. Secure the front, number one. We have to be able to run the football. At least force Oklahoma to think about bringing the safety into the box. Because if they bring that safety into the box, there's one less guy on the back end that I need to get behind to create that big play that I want to create. Number two, boys, we got to protect. We need the offensive line tonight to be at our very best. Need it. Have to not even up for debate, not even up for discussion. We need the offensive line to be elite in this game. And guess what, boys? We're going to help you. We're going to give you Jam Miller off the right side. We're going to give you Josh Cuevas off the left side. We're going to protect the edges a little bit. We're going to help those tackles a little bit. And that's going to take some of the pressure off. Because if we can take some of the pressure off those tackles, that's going to help us kind of clean up the looks, clean up the pocket, clean everything up just a little bit. And the last thing we need you to do today, we need our wide receivers to win one-on-ones. You're going to have some one-on-ones in this game. You're going to have some contested catch opportunities in this game. And what you need to do, 100%, is you need to go and win those games. And by the way, good news. The Get Up crew of Bussin' with the Boys, plus Dan Orlovsky, plus Josh Pate, all four just picked Oklahoma.
We've seen this before.
It's good news.
The sweep, like you see on game day. You know what that means.
The old sweep the leg, Johnny.
Also, it should mean Josh Pate's dead to most of our audience.
I don't know.
Picking against the Tide. How dare he?
So those are the three keys, I think, in the game for Alabama. I gave you some of the keys, I think, for Oklahoma's defense. On the other side, I'll give you the keys for Oklahoma's offense. against Alabama's defense. What are the keys on both sides of the ball? We'll do it next on McElroy Cubelic in the morning. McElroy Cubic in the morning on Jocks 94.5, 7:39 here on Jocks. We just did Alabama's offense against Oklahoma's defense, some of the keys to the game. We will do the keys to the game for the other side here in just a moment. Before we do, I'm going to tell you about my friends at Polar Bear Services. They do an amazing job, and right now, as the seasons are changing, we have some hot days, we have some cool days, we have some really hot days, relatively speaking, we have some really cold days, relatively speaking. We're all over the place right now. So you want to make sure that both your heating system and your AC are up to the task of switching on and off throughout the next few weeks, and you need to do that with a proper checkup from the experts at Polar Bear Services. They do system tune-ups, duct cleaning, repair, new installation. You can call them for any of your home comfort system needs. They can also help you with electrical work, plumbing, whole home generator install, so you're not in a bind when the power goes out. I've been using Polar Bear Services for a while. I feel like you can trust them. I feel like you'll enjoy them. I think Wes and the guys do a phenomenal job, and they're serving all over the great state of Alabama. So remember, if you have a problem with your electrical, plumbing, heat, or air, just pick up the phone and call the Bear. It's 205-497-BEAR. It's 497-BEAR. All right, we'll start with Oklahoma's offense. Here would be my message to Oklahoma's offense in this game. Number one, boys, We don't need to do anything extravagant in this game. Our defense is great. We have an elite unit on that side of the ball. We just need to be smart. We need to take care of the football. We need to make sure that we're in a good spot. Every single time our defense goes on the field, it's on their side of the 50. We really need to protect the ball. Nothing is more important than that. And here's the issue with Oklahoma. There are times offensively where they've kind of struggled with that for whatever reason, for being as good as they are on defense. And they are super elite on defense. Nobody pushes back on that. Everybody knows that. I think everybody listening to this show that has watched college football, you're probably pretty dang impressed with what Oklahoma does on that side of the ball. If you're not, you should be, because it's an excellent group. Tons of respect for them. But here's what's kind of amazing about Oklahoma is that their offense has been at times a bit mistake prone. They have 15 turnovers this year. They had 3 turnovers against LSU. John Mateer threw 3 interceptions in that game. They had a couple turnovers against Tennessee. They had 3 turnovers against Texas. They had a couple turnovers against Michigan. I mean, it is of significant importance for Oklahoma to be smart with the football, because while people look at Alabama and say, well, they need to be smart with the football, Alabama's turned it over 12 times and 3 times came in one game. And that was against Oklahoma. Oklahoma has kind of consistently been a team that has occasionally put the ball in harm's way, and partly because of their quarterback. John Mateer tries to do a lot. He's a hero ball player. My message to John would be, boys, John, love you. We wouldn't be here without you. You are a phenomenal football player. Love watching you play. You're awesome. But in this game, I need you to take a backseat. I need you to know that every completion is of significant value to us, more so than most games. This game in particular. They're struggling on their offense on the other side. They're going to struggle to manufacture a ton of points. We don't need to give them any cheap ones. So just be smart with the ball. And how do you do that? We're going to run you, John. We're going to run the ball. We're going to pound it. Xavier Robinson is going to pound it. He's our lead back. Javonte Barnes is probable in this game. He was our lead back coming into the game, into the season. Maybe he's back. Maybe he's at 100%. Who knows? He hasn't played since week 4. But we are going to lean on the run game. And, John, you're probably going to have to tote it 15 times in this game, too. This is going to be the way it goes. We're going to run the football. We're going to control the clock. We're going to shrink the game. And we're not going to put things in harm's way, because Alabama's top 7 pass defense in college football. And they're very opportunistic. We don't need to give them any cheap ones. That's number 1. Number 2, offensive line. We're young, boys. It's all good. We're young. We cannot get behind the sticks, because you know what Oklahoma's dealt with this year occasionally? They've dealt with some turnovers. They've dealt with some penalties. Oklahoma is 107th in penalty yards per game. 62 yards a game is what they're giving up. Alabama, conversely, 42 yards a game. They are 23rd. Oklahoma 107. And you're going to sit there and think, well, gosh, it's only 20 yards difference. That's not that big a gap. Y'all, 2 first downs in this game worth of free yardage is fairly significant. So whatever we're doing up front, boys, keep those hands inside. Let's not grab a jersey. Let's not tug on a jersey and back ourselves up and kill a drive. We got to be smart. Let's stay engaged, but don't stay engaged too long. And we got to make sure we're in a really good spot there too. And then number 3, if I'm Oklahoma, there's a young man named Isaiah Satania. He's our slot receiver. He's an outstanding football player, man. We got to find opportunities to get him in space. He's got track star speed. He's been their go-to guy on 3rd down. He's been really good when plays break down. And when John Mateer runs around and buys some time, we got to make sure that Isaiah Satania is capable of being uncovered. So that's where we need to live. We got to be smart. We got to be efficient. We can't have penalties, and we got to stay on schedule. Now, if I'm Kane Wommack now and I'm making a message to Alabama's defense. All right, boys, here we go. We bottled them up last time. For the most part. We gave up one big play in the game for the most part. Very little. And that was on a quarterback run after sudden change. And guess what? We're going to have to be better. If sudden change goes down this time, we cannot allow it to break the dam. We have to be able to weather the storm. And look, our offense might make a mistake or two, boys. They're playing against a great defense. But guess what? We're a great defense too. And everyone talks about the Sooners and how good they are. Go look at the numbers. Let's put them up side by side. And remember, I'm Kane Wommack right now. I'm wearing the hat.
Okay.
This is the message that I'm sending to my team. Do you realize, you might not, maybe you do, maybe you don't, that against SEC competition, Alabama's defense actually ranks better than Oklahoma's? That's not possible. Come on. No way. Yeah. Alabama against SEC competition gives up 323 yards a game. Oklahoma's gives up 325. Our goal is not to stop their offense. Our goal is to outplay their defense. That's my message. So I could care less about how many points our offense scores. Because if we allow less points than their defense allows, we win the game. Last time I checked, right? That's got to be the key in this game. That's the message from Kane Wommack. It has to be. And I think that will be very, very important in this game. Mentality coming into the game. Do you realize that from a scoring standpoint, Alabama is just 1.5 points worse than Oklahoma this year? And remember, there was a pick six in that game too. So how many points are truly on the defense? I don't know. But just so you know, neck and neck in points, neck and neck in yards. The defense are probably closer than people realize. So what do I need to do if I'm Alabama's defense? I need to find a way to bottle up John Mateer. He cannot leave the pocket, boys. We got to cage him. We got to come flat on the edges because his big plays come when he escapes the pocket and he finds a guy in a scramble drill situation. When he's scrambling around and a guy breaks free, that's when the big plays come. Number 2, we got to be super sticky in coverage. Super sticky. Whatever it is that we need to do, we cannot peek in the backfield. We can't do it. We're going to want to. We're going to want to go tackle Mateer and get a sack. We can't do it. We're going to need to make sure we blanket these receivers. Stay true to your coverage responsibilities. We'll let the D-line clean up the sacks. We'll let them apply the pressure. We need to force throwaways, though. When he breaks the pocket, we need to force throwaways. That's the message number 2. And number 3, whatever it takes in this game, we have got to get hands on the football. We have to. We have to take the ball off them. And if you look at it, hey, they've turned it over 15 times this year, boys. They've turned it over 10 times against SEC competition. Like, we need to take the ball off them. And if we can do that, we'll be in a really good spot. So that's the message. If I'm Oklahoma, I need to run the football with quarterback run. Xavier Robinson, Javante Barnes. We need to be able to pound it. We need to control the clock. We cannot hurt ourselves on penalties. And we need to find opportunities for Isaiah Sategna to break free because he can break open the game in one play. And if I'm Alabama, hey, boys, we need to take the ball off him, number 1. Number 2, we got to contain the quarterback. Number 3, we got to be really sticky in coverage. 3 big keys, both sides of the ball. 3 big keys for the offenses on the other side of the ball. It's going to be a great game. And we'll break it down in its entirety tomorrow. We'll go position by position. We'll do all these matchups that we need to break down as well. So there's still a lot more that we'll get to, and there's still a lot more to look forward to. All right, when we come back, going to take a quick break. Going to set up the next hour because there's a lot that we're going to have some fun with. We're going to talk a little quarterback portal. There's a few guys in the portal right now. We're going to talk to the new Birmingham Stallions head coach at the bottom of the hour. We'll announce who that's going to be. Then we'll talk with Wimp Sanderson in 1 hour and 9 minutes, talk about the Tide's performance in basketball last night and what he thinks about some of these college football playoff matchups. We'll do it next on Mac and Cube. Well, the winter weather is here. Don't get caught in the cold. Schedule your system checkup now from a Train Comfort Specialist. Train has been recognized 11 consecutive years as America's most trusted HVAC brand and our exclusive home comfort partners here at Jocks. Visit train.com to find a comfort specialist near you. All right, next hour is going to be loaded with all types of fun. We're going to do some Portal, which is always fun. Love the Portal. And there's a lot of very intriguing names in the Portal. We'll tell you who. I'm going to tell you also who are some of the teams that are in the Portal market right now. Who wants a quarterback? Who needs a quarterback? who is going to maybe push all their chips to the table for a quarterback to make a big run. All these things can be ironed out here very soon. We also want to make sure we open it up for your phone calls. We do not have Cole here today, so we're rolling right along, and it's Saber, myself, and I think Damien's here. Goodness gracious. No?
No, he's out.
Is he?
Yeah.
Makes sense. So it's Saber and myself, which is great. But we'd love for you to act as our third co-host as well. 800-239-9569. And you can direct the conversation wherever you want. We have the new Birmingham Stallions coach coming up in 34 minutes. We have Wimp Sanderson coming up in an hour and 4 minutes. And we have Dan Hope, who covers Ohio State, here in about 90 minutes. So we have a lot of guests. So your time to get in the show here is in the next 30 minutes. Take the conversation wherever you want to take it, and we look forward to our interaction with you. We'll do it next on Mac and Cube.